Hello, I'm so happy to be able to announce the 11th recipient of the White Pube Writers Grant, which is funded by Creative Debuts. This 11th award goes to, drumroll, Dora Maludi. I'm just going to read out a quick bio. Dora Maludi is a fine artist and poet from London. Her practice is centred around exploring the relationship between form, language and landscape through the means of sound, video, text and movement. Anti-poetry, surrealist poetry and Dada techniques inform her writing style, with the notion of rejecting traditional forms being a thorough line in her artistic endeavours. Alongside this, she's currently working on a soundscape series exploring the theme of endings and writing poems towards her first collection. So, Dora sent over a collection of her poems and they stood out and grabbed us. Dora's poems are like small concentrated squares full of infinite detail. She writes about writing, the writing process like vomiting. She describes scars like borders. She writes like she's speaking to someone over your shoulder, and she summons whole scenes out of sketches to create these acute and honest atmospheres. We're so glad we can support Dora through this grant, and we hope you find a similar joy to the joy we found in her work too. So I'm going to hand over to Dora in a minute, and she's going to read 6 of her poems. We think it's a nice way to listen to text if you prefer this as a format rather than reading. The actual text themselves will be on the site, but sometimes it's nice to just hear things read in a writer's own voice. If you do want to read the poems, they will be linked on the Writers Grant page on our website. The URL is thewhitepube.com/Writers Grant. And yeah, you'll find a link to Dora's poems as well as those soundscapes. But yeah, I'm going to hand over to Dora now. See you in a bit. I'll check back at the end to give you a bit of info about the Writers Grant, but I'll go. Handing over to Dora. Bye!
Untitled. Not only did I show you my breasts, I showed you my mental illness. The horoscope page says I'm tidy on the surface, but turbulent on the inside. Get into it, my spinning circle dry wash soaked clothing trapped in the machine that after engaging refuses to open up. I'm locked out of the honeymoon suite as he shakes in the corner, coming out of his place with strange vigour. You are a machine, for God's sake. Is this what love has come to? A drenched denim jacket sleeve skews over the opening sill of his door as a hand soaking in truce. We found the wet we'd been looking for, but I end up sick in bed from wearing it too soon. I wanted it so badly, you see. Had me meander around dryness in the fast-track lane, neglecting the single washing line out on my balcony, hungry for weight. Cartography. The scars all over my face won't be enough to make the circumference of Africa, but plenty for an island of beings. If we accumulate all of the scars on my body into this figure, we'd be classified as an EU country. I've been thinking lately. My odd shits, these poems, and poetry's fixation on beauty has me thinking that I'm not good at any of this. The first attempt was a partner-led activity in Year 4 about recycling, and at that point winning interested me more than the point of the poem, the recycling. Nowadays, it's the process rather than what comes afterwards. Throwing up has negative connotations, and, fair enough, there is no doctor to applaud you when you tell them you've been vomiting. Only the raised eyebrow of her assistant. But that's more towards yourself, and how you didn't see it as a problem like they did. I'm going to try link the two processes together, being sick and writing. They got me hunching, thinking of everything in front of me. Is it bad that after drinking it feels good? I let it all go down into a pit. Watch the words fall into form, this sickening sentence into waste. Give me a theme to write to. I'll wipe my lips of what didn't come of use. Bubblegum spearmint myself fresh of the aftertaste. Send submission. The sky is falling after Chicken Little. If you'd learnt the dance steps carefully enough, if you mastered the routine to the point of manoeuvring yourself away from other people on the dance floor but not raising, I reckon you're well on your way for a standing chance in the coming awards season. My feet delayed by undiagnosed, a personal favourite from my daily lexicon, dyspraxia, and the stubborn habit of wanting to take things at my pace for once. Only now I'm the body in the middle of a mass, watching everything go ahead of me. Dancing was only fun when I was 6 anyway. Caring seemed a rare feeling, and the only one at the same time in 2006. Her city, our garden. Perhaps instead of basic flower branches passing over us through the errands of today's outing, we turn the watering cans towards the direction of honesty. In the left a patch of the allotment sprouts loss, wilting for some far-fetched blossoms, petals that have fallen already. Has been for years and years now. This email was sent from a plant that can't receive emails. Please don't reply to this email. Saxo beat. Our arms in lulled, laboured motions through the grey sky that came with 10 a.m. lunch breaks. For we had to get this right, and we'd sing the lyrics to sensational pop, running through the playground. Emily and I had very different vocal approaches, and the girls were all adding their mumbled lyrics into the hex of music of 2011. Performing for the green grass in year 3s was the peak of my hazed youth.
Hello, it's me again. So, the White Pube Writers Grant is funded by Creative Debuts. Creative Debuts is a disrupting and democratising art platform focused on supporting artists and designers from underrepresented communities that may otherwise go under the radar. So as well as being funders for our Writers Grant, they also do the Black Artist Grant. Info for the Writers Grant is on our website, but check out Creative Debuts for info about the bag, the Black Artist Grant, and you can find them on Instagram as well. So that's creativedebuts.co.uk and at Creative Debuts on Instagram. The White Pube Writers Grant is a one-off £500 grant to be given out to a different working class writer based in the UK once every month. This grant has been set up to support writers of all ages who are early in their careers and would benefit from this no strings attached financial support to help them in whatever way they like, be that money to cover time to write, books, web hosting, printing, subscriptions, research, development, travel, or even just money to fund life expenses and rent. Some writers publish work on their own websites with little to no funding to encourage them. Others pitch to established publications and, if they are lucky, might get paid every once in a while to write for someone else. It's difficult to keep going and harder still to carve out the time to write, which is what writing needs. So we hope this grant will help towards those challenges in some small way. A recipient will be chosen monthly, and this grant is open to individuals, collaborations and groups. The writing could be fiction or non-fiction, creative, criticism, whatever it is you're working on. The White Pube will be selecting recipients, and these will be chosen based on their ongoing research as well as anybody who would like to put themselves forward. There is no formal application process. If you would like to get in touch, please email funding@thewhitepube.com with a very brief introduction to yourself, contact information and of course an example of your writing. This could be text in the body of the email itself, attached to the PDF, or a link to an external website or recording. There is no deadline, as this is a monthly rolling grant, and the grant does not expect any outcomes or reporting. We do have further FAQs on the Writers Grant page on our website, so if you have some questions, definitely double check the FAQs. Go to thewhitepube.co.uk or .com, either one, /writers grant, and all of that information that I just read out, plus the FAQs, plus all of the work of our previous recipients. That's all from me, so I will see you this time next month. Goodbye.